Welcome to Top 6s. In this video we're gonna talk about top 6 extreme sports from history. If you are a fan of our video, make sure to subscribe our channel and click bell button and get notified about our latest updates. Everyone craves excitement. Some people find their thrills in little things like having a second glass of wine. Other people get their dopamine buzzing with adventurous activities. As far back as we can look, humans have been pursuing adrenaline rushes. Here are 6 extreme sports from history that show our ancestors were willing to risk life and limb for a little pleasure. Let's look up what are they, shall we?
Number 6.
Knattlekruk. Knattlekruk was a Viking game, and that should be enough of a clue that things are about to get brutal. Little is known for definite about Knattlekruk, but there are clues in the Viking sagas which have allowed a tentative reconstruction of the game to be made. 2 teams of burly Vikings would meet carrying bats. The bat used may have been shaped in some way to allow a ball to be caught by it, and it was, the sagas say, sometimes broken in anger. The ball the teams used was small and hard enough to draw blood or knock a man down if thrown hard enough. Where the game was played is contested. Most records suggest a frozen pond or flat plain in winter, but this does not seem to have been a requirement. Matches could last days, like a modern-day cricket match. Less like a cricket match, players could be tackled and knocked about while the ball was in motion.
Number 5.
Chariot racing. The wealthiest sportsman to ever live was Gaius Appuleius Diocles, who, in his career as a charioteer, amassed a fortune equivalent to billions of dollars today. As we shall see, given the risks he faced, perhaps he deserved it. The Romans loved chariot racing. Images of races appeared everywhere in the city. Fortunes were gambled. A vast track, the Circus Maximus, was constructed in Rome. It could seat over 150,000 spectators. Chariots pulled by 2 or 4 horses would race 7 laps of the circus. The key to victory was seizing the inside track. Accidents were common, and a study of charioteer graves has suggested an average age of death of just 22. Chariot racing is so dangerous that even filming recreations can be deadly. The 1926 film Ben-Hur featured a chariot race which cost the lives of 5 horses and 1 stuntman.
Number 4.
Water jousting. Jousting was hilariously dangerous. You took sharp sticks and charged at other people on horseback, with the intention of knocking them off with your sharp stick. At some point, people decided this sport was not dangerous enough and decided to add the excitement of potential drowning. In southern France in the 17th century, teams of young men jousted on water. A team of bachelors in a blue boat attacked married men in a red boat. It was a chivalrous combat. The 2 boats rowed at each other at full speed, propelled by 10 oarsmen, while the champions, with a shield and armor, stood on boards attempting to knock their opponents off. On the ancient Nile, water combats were a contest with real-world results. Fishermen on the Nile would joust for access to waters. Combat between boats of fishermen are attested to in reliefs, and they did not have dainty rules. While most of the crew controlled the boat, the fighters would have at it with poles, trying to knock the other down. Once in the water, the combatant would be at the mercy of hippos and crocodiles.
Number 3.
Pankration. In ancient Greece, pankration was an Olympic sport in which 2 men faced each other in a brutal fight with hardly any rules. The only rules were that the fighters could not bite, gouge, or attack each other's genitals. Anything else was fair game if it brought the opposition down. Loss came when you declared your submission. Arishan won the pankration contest in the ancient Olympics in an unusual way. He was being held in a chokehold by his competitor while reaching for the other's leg. Arishan managed to break the other fighter's ankle. This, understandably, made the other submit. It was then that the judges found that Arishan had been suffocated. Nonetheless, Arishan's corpse was given the victor's crown and paraded through the streets.
Number 2.
Mob football. In England from the 14th century onwards, Shrove Tuesday became a popular day for youths to gather and play with a ball. These games were the genesis of not only modern soccer but also football hooliganism. An inflated pig bladder was produced with the aim of returning it to your team's village. It was essentially a riot with a goal. Broken limbs were common, and deaths not unknown. In 1365, King Edward III banned football because it was causing a nuisance and distracting able-bodied men from practicing their archery. Football trained men in fighting, just not the right sort. In one mob football match in Pont-l'Abbé, France, 40 men are said to have drowned in a pond when the ball strayed into the water.
Number 1.
Cretan bull leaping. In 1400 BC on Crete, at the Minoan Palace of Knossos, a mural was painted showing a leaping youth backflipping over a charging bull. Such images are not unique. Paintings and sculptures of figures grasping the horns of a bull have been found at numerous Minoan sites. It should be remembered that ancient Crete was home to the legendary Minotaur, a half-bull, half-human monster requiring human sacrifices. Is it possible that the bull leaping ritual, which no doubt took many young lives, lived on through the legend of the Minotaur? Thank you for watching.